The Centers for Disease Control in Atlanta is reporting an outbreak of a disease that is spreading through many high-tech companies. Ironically, the disease is especially rampant in the healthcare industry. Dr. Werner von Schliplichter, a researcher at the center, discovered this insidious infection. He first noticed it during a conversation with representatives from healthcare software giant McKesson HBOC.
These two salespeople were talking with me about some software I could use at my facility. 1 minute they were speaking English to me, and the next thing I knew, I couldn't understand a thing they were saying. Hey, wait a second. What's going on here?
We're doing a special effect to show a flashback of what you're talking about.
Am I in it?
Well, yes, it is your flashback.
Oh, well then, that's fine. Continue.
So, Doctor, congratulations on getting your CON to establish your CRS. The solutions we had in mind for you include Pathways Lab, PIM, and PHS.
And don't forget PDS from the people up at APG. That can be key if you want to share data with your MSO.
I felt like I was drowning in alphabet soup. As a buyer, I was quite turned off with all those acronyms. It was very hard to follow their conversation. But as a researcher, I knew it was my obligation to learn more about this malady. So I did a little snooping inside their organization. And I found an epidemic. What? Another flashback?
Yes.
Oh, well then, okay, if you have to.
That's right. Yeah, the demo is next Thursday, and they want to see PIM and how it would work at their facility in conjunction with PCM.
Yeah, okay, that's next Thursday. That's PIM and PCM. I'll be there.
PIM, PCM, PCP? These people sound like they want to work at NASA. NASA. I have come to call this malady acronymphomania. It means these people are crazy for acronyms. And the people who use too many acronyms and thus screw up their communications are called acronymphomaniacs. And that McKesson HBOC is full of them.
Is anyone immune to this disease?
No. As far as I can tell, anyone can get it. Product specialists, salespeoples, programmers, no one is immune, with the possible exception of some of those folks in sales education. They have a tough love program over there that seems to be working. And this acronymphomania can strike at any time, but people seem to be particularly susceptible during presentations. Again with the special effects, this isn't very easy on a guy like me.
So if you look at the current pipeline, we've got some promising RMG opportunities. There's Rockland that's looking at PMM, PFM, and PSS. WMC that's looking at PFM and PSM. GHVHS that's looking at PSM and PHS. Kingston, PMM, PFM, PSM, and Soundshore, which is looking at PHS.
Okay, no more flashbacks. This is starting to make me more nauseous than those acronyms.
But the reason people use acronyms is because it's easier to communicate that way. It kind of streamlines the communications.
That's the ironic thing. People tend to use acronyms because they feel it helps them to communicate. In actual practice, it might make it easier to send the message, but harder to receive it.
Now, why is that?
Because you think you sound like an egghead talking like that? You sound like a blockhead. And besides confusing your customers, it also makes your product sound cheap. I know the word pathways is a mouthful, but just look how powerful it sounds when you use it with your products. Pathways Healthcare Scheduling, Pathways Home Care, Pathways Contract Management.
Is there any hope? I mean, what can be done about this disease?
I want to make a direct appeal to all McKesson HBOCers. Stamp out acronymphomania, eradicate it. I have decided to establish an organization to eradicate the use of these confusing acronyms, especially the ones that relate to products. I called the organization the Society to Provide Clear Communications and Eradicate the Use of Acronyms in Health Care. Now, did you just try to make a name out of those initials? Aha! You could be a carrier. Listen, whenever you use an acronym, a little alarm should go off in your head. And that alarm should alert you to the fact that the person on the other side of your communication might not understand what the heck you're saying. And if you don't have that little alarm, I will be happy to supply it for you.
That's a little drastic, isn't it, Doctor?
We must stop these SOBs from talking this BS, and I mean PDQ.
Don't be an acronymphomaniac. You'll only screw yourself up. Brought to you by SPCC EUAH. Okay, the Society to Provide Clear Communication and Eradicate the Use of Acronyms in Healthcare.